What it do? Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Jacob Elordi teaches you Australian slang. Now I know a pretty decent amount of Aussie slang, so hopefully I can guess a lot of these correctly and get my honorary Australian badge, you feel me? Well, I didn't even know Jacob Elordi was Australian, to be honest, dog. That's like a shot to me. I didn't know he was an Aussie actor. That's crazy. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up. Let's do this.
This is actually a good one. This is Milo.
That's your real voice, Jacob? Jacob Elordi. I can't believe, and he's an Aussie. I should have known it would be Australian accent, but you're just so used to seeing him in like these American shows and stuff and he has like he does an American accent, so that's crazy that's his actual voice.
Milo is an Australian chocolatey drink. It's like a sports breakfast drink. So he is a sports breakfast drink. Be gone. G'day, I'm Jacob Elordi, and today I am going to be teaching you some Australian slang. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. An incredibly patriotic chant
Aussie. Oi,
that,
oi, oi.
that everyone thinks Australians do, but I'm yet to like experience a place where this happens. When you come to America, like everyone, like you get to set or something, everyone goes Aussie, 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 and they expect you to say it back. No. The bush.
No.
The bush.
The bush. That's the outback. In the middle of nowhere. You're out in the bush. Yeah.
Yeah, the outback.
Come on now.
You know, it's kind of like country Australia would be called the bush. You drive out of the city, you end up in the bush. Drop bear.
Drop bear. Drop bear. A koala. They trying to scare you with saying these koalas are drop bears. Koalas, that's how they scare tourists. How they put strike fear in your heart.
Drop bear, drop bear. A real threatening creature that drops seemingly out of nowhere from the trees above you in Australia. So beware when you're there, if you ever get there. Beware of the drop bear.
Beware of the
That's
drop
Australia's
bear.
best kept secret. Fairy bread is a classic.
Fairy bread is the hundreds and thousands on top of a buttered piece of bread.
It's a staple at any kid's party, or any party for that matter. It is a fresh slice of white bread with a thick layering of salty butter, and then you get hundreds and thousands. I don't know what you call those, just like sprinkles that you put on ice cream.
We call them
put
sprinkles,
that on the
but
bread,
yeah.
And that is fairy bread.
I got this, dog.
Yeah, kids eat it. Kids eat it. It's great for them.
It's great for them.
It's a formative meal for Australian youth. So I have no idea. Shuey.
Shuey. I'm gonna get all of these. I'm going to get all of these. A shuey is something that let Australia have that. Don't try to. If you're not from Australia, leave the shoeys alone, because you're drinking out of your shoe and somebody else's shoe. You're drinking a beer or some type of alcohol, and it's just not sanitary. So let Aussies have the shoeys.
I wish I could just like shoey and then do one. It's when you pour your beer into a boot or a shoe, and you scull the beer from inside the shoe. It's a rich Australian tradition. Maggot.
Oh, I don't know this one. I don't think I've heard this one yet. Maggot here is just like what fly, before they become a fly, they're maggots. Like, I think, right? Flies lay eggs inside of carcasses or whatever, and maggots, and then they become flies, I think.
You're absolutely maggot. You're just off your face, drunk, falling on the floor.
Okay.
You'd be
maggot.
Like, oh, did you see Rich tonight? Richo's bloody maggot.
Okay.
You know?
I never heard that before.
Goon sack. Personal favorite. A
goon sack. They're wine bag. Goon sack.
Sack is like boxed wine. So it has like a little silver bag inside the box, and you put it on the thing. And in Australia, we put it on the clothesline.
Yep.
So where you dry your clothes outside, and we have these spinning clotheslines, and you spin the clothesline and you follow the goon bag around until you fall over. It's good fun. And then some people blow up the grey sack that had the wine in it, and you can use it as a pillow.
Budgie smuggler. Speedo.
Budgie smuggler. So a budgie smuggler. A budgie is a small little colourful bird. It's like this big. And this is a term for like DTs, which are dick togs. Speedos, like a Speedo would be a budgie smuggler. So it's meant to look like you're smuggling a budgie in the Speedo. So that's why we call it that.
That makes sense. Thank you for explaining that, Jacob. We appreciate it.
Stands out
that.
like a shag on a rock.
Like a shag? I've never heard this. Stands out like a shag on a rock. Explain, Jacob. Explain.
So basically all of these sayings, just take the first two words. Stands out. That's pretty much what that, I don't know what the shag on a rock has to do with it, but it just means it stands out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, super noticeable. Someone walks in the room with, you know, everyone's wearing a suit and they're wearing nothing. They'd stand out like a shag on a rock. Galah. A galah is it's like a native Australian bird. It's pink and grey. It makes a lot of noise. If you were using it as like Australian slang, you would call someone like a bloody galah. Like if there was someone who was a bit of an idiot, a bit of a knob, you know, you'd say, "Oh, that bloody galah. Thomas over there, he's acting like a bloody galah."
Learning new stuff. An American, is that what y'all call Americans? Or is that what the British call Americans? Or do y'all both call us that?
You are most likely a Yank. A Yank. A Yank is an American. A Yankee.
Okay.
So if there were a Yank at the bar in Australia, undoubtedly everyone that was Australian would be saying, "There's a bloody Yank here." It would be like that because we would hear you.
Because we're so loud. I got you.
I guess I'm kind of a Yank now too. Maybe I'm an honorary Yank.
You are a Yank, honorary Yank.
Pommy is a...
I've heard it, but this one sounds like a British one. But I know Australia is like a colony or something of the British. I don't know. Something other, that's probably not a colony, but something got to do with the British. And so they use some of the same words. But I feel like Pommy sounds more British than Australian. But
is a Brit, you know, a British person, a Pom.
Okay.
I'm not really sure where it comes
Never
from.
mind.
But,
so that would be an Australian saying that, because the British wouldn't call each other Pommies, would they?
Hey, Pom, bloody Pom, Poms are here, Pommies. It's like a take the piss culture, you know, like you'd be like bloody Yank, you bloody Pom, and then you'd be friends with them, you know, something like that. Old mate, personal favourite of mine.
Old friend?
Used all the time. Old mate would be like, so say there was a guy that you didn't like, so I'd say to my mate, I'd be like, "Oh, you. Old mate's here. You know, we're at a party. Old mate's over there." And then they would know exactly who I was talking about, if that makes sense. But it also works for, it can have like a positive connotation. You can be like, "Oh, bloody, old mate, you know, old mate, bloody the guy with the hair and the, you know, old mate." And then your friend will be like, "Oh, bloody old mate, yeah." So you can use it as like a, to try and figure out who someone is.
That's interesting.
Sort of like an acquaintance, I suppose. But most of the time it's like, I would say it's negative. It's like, geez, old mate's here, you know. Servo.
Service station.
Servo
gas
is
station.
your service station. I guess for the Yanks it would be a gas station.
A gas station.
But yeah, so we call them a service station. So you go to the servo, you know, you get a chocky milk.
I got you.
You know, get some petrol. We call gas petrol. So you'd go to the servo to do that. Woolies. Woolies is where we get our
I've heard Woolies. Oh yeah. Okay, he already basically said it's all
groceries from. It's a grocery store, so it's called Woolworths, but we call it Woolies.
Okay.
And Woolies run chocolate milk. That's what you would get all the time. I would get a chocolate milk and a cooked chook, which is like a hot chicken. Tuck shop.
Cooked chook.
Tuck shop is actually where my mother works.
Where you get some food? Tuck shop.
The tuck shop is like, I guess in America, your cafeteria, except usually at a lot of the schools that I went to, it was run by like the mothers of the school. and they would, you know, cook spaghetti and stuff like that. So
that's so cool.
Then it was a good day, like on a Friday. Your mum might give you $5 and you can go get a icy pole or something like that. Zupa duper.
That's like a popsicle, dog. Ain't it?
The
Ice cream?
best, the absolute best summer treat. Zupa duper is an icy pole. So it's like this long sort of flavored icy pole, and they've got plastic on the edges that slices your lips.
Ooh.
But that's like a summer treat. There's like bubblegum, cola. But then they brought out these like wacky flavors, which were like toffee apple, and like no one wanted those. Stubby cooler. Stubby cooler is a cooler for your stubby.
Yeah.
A stubby is a small beer.
So like basically an esky, right?
And the cooler is just like it's like a foam sort of holder that you put on it to keep your beer cold while.
So I can't even think of what they're called here, and I know exactly what they're called. I feel dumb because I can't.
It's a necessity because warm beer, not good.
Agreed.
Having a yarn is you know, having a chat. You know, shooting the breeze, just having a chat with somebody, just spinning a yarn. I guess it comes from like wool or something like that. So I have no idea. Well, I hope I could teach some of you something today. And if you ever do find yourself in Australia having a yarn with someone, please feel free to throw in a few of these terms. Thank you.
Shout out my guy Jacob. I learned a couple things I had never heard before. Half of it I feel like I already knew, but there was another half that I didn't. I hadn't heard the sayings or the phrases or the words. But that's all we got for this. Shout out Jacob Elordi. Make sure y'all subscribe, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. It's your boy Neal. Out.